Telling stories is a part of our innate human traditions, from the days of cave dwelling to the evolution of digital storytelling as we know it today. Everyone has a story. It's part of what allows us to connect as human beings, to relate to one another, to communicate the stories of our lives passed down generation to generation. Stories help us to learn, to teach, to understand the world we live in, how it is today, and how it has existed over the course of time. For more than 60,000 years, humankind has had a desire to leave a mark on the world. Many scientists have concluded that the emergence of cave painting reflects the development of symbolic life, an important turning point in human evolution. This symbolic life laid the groundwork for the evolution of storytelling. From cave paintings, tradition turned to oral storytelling. In most cultures, important cultural information is embodied and transmitted from one generation to the next. Oral storytelling is the foundation of human culture, existing since the origin of language. In traditional cultures around the world, storytelling has done everything from entertaining to conveying information about survival, beliefs, rituals, taboos, and social mores of a society. Often the oral tradition of storytelling describes the origins of the world, the ancestors of a group, and lends authority and significance to its sense of unity and cohesion. Storytelling evolved over time to be written, or carved, on stone tablets. The Epic of Gilgamesh, written more than 4,000 years ago, is regarded as the oldest surviving great work of literature in history. The epic poem exists on 12 incomplete tablets that have been translated hundreds of times, the most complete version translated and published in 2003. Eventually, stories were scribed on paper, as with the Tale of Genji, which is considered to be the world's first full-length novel, written by a noblewoman named Murasaki Shikibu in the early 11th century. It is considered to be the greatest work in Japanese literature. Storytelling has evolved along with the evolution of technology. Old radio programs that included radio plays, mystery serials, soap operas, and situation comedies broadcast stories to the homes of families all over the world. The first movie was made in 1895 by Auguste and Louis Lumiere and was a 50-second silent film that shows the entry of a train pulled by a steam locomotive into a train station in a French coastal town.
Hey, Pete. Hey, Pete.
Oh, hey, Val.
How's it going?
You know what? I'm having a really bad day.
What happened?
See, what Val's saying when she says, what happened is, tell me a story. And that's actually what this season of Pixar in a Box is all about.
To make a movie here at Pixar takes years, but it all starts with a story. Humans have been telling stories since we could speak, probably even before. We tell stories around the campfire. We write plays, we write novels, short stories, we make movies, we take photographs, tweet to each other, the list goes on. The power of story is that it has an ability to connect with people on an emotional level. One of the things you hear all the time, this advice, is write what you know. Now, as a kid, I was like, I don't want to write about suburban Minnesota. That's boring. I want to write about explosions and monsters and car chases. Well, what that actually means is, yeah, go ahead and write about monsters and explosions and car chases, but put something into it that talks about your own life, how you feel. Do you feel scared? Do you feel alone? Something from your own life will make that story come alive and not just be a boring car chase. When I started directing Monsters Incorporated, the way I would pitch it is, it's about a monster who scares kids for a living. That's his job. He clocks in, he clocks out, he eats donuts and talks about union dues, and we thought that was a pretty funny idea. And sure enough, when I would tell it to people, they would smile. But when we told the story as a film, people started getting bored and restless, and they're like, I don't understand what this movie's about. Well, what I finally figured out was that it's actually not about a monster who scares kids. It's about a man becoming a father. And that was what was happening to me. So why write about what you know? Well, it's because probably what happened to you made you feel some particular way. And what you're trying to do really when you tell a story is to get the audience to have that same feeling. One of the big revelations for me telling stories is how much work they are, really. I always thought you would just tell the story once and it would be perfect, and geniuses like Walt Disney or Miyazaki, this brilliance comes out of their head once and there it is. Well, the truth is, our stories don't always come out exactly perfectly the first time, or the second time, or the third time, or the fourth time, up to the 30th time. And so you keep going again and again and again, and only after retelling the story many, many times does it really sparkle. This season of Pixar in a Box is about how we at Pixar tell our stories, in hopes that it will inspire you to tell yours.
But seriously, what happened?
So the first thing, I get to my desk, right? It's 8 o'clock in the morning.
Following the evolution through technology, our ability to tell stories through new mediums is growing every day, now allowing us to be completely immersed into the center of the action with new virtual and augmented reality techniques. The way we tell stories grows more intricate every day. Today, we are laying the foundation for a new generation of storytellers to shape the way we look at and learn about the world in the future.